Hello, my name is Martin and I'm a London Blue Badge Guide. And thank you for giving me this opportunity to talk about my special London tour, which is called Under the Bearskin. And it's all about changing of the guard, royal ceremonial, life in the royal family, all of that kind of thing, because changing of the guard, of course, is a must-see for all visitors to London. And I was privileged to serve in the band of Her Majesty's Scots Guards for 15 years, so I've been working it out. And I think I took part in over 1,500 changing of the guard ceremonies, state visits. I played at Prince Charles and Diana's wedding. I played the clarinet in the military band and the violin in the state banqueting orchestra. So we played at Buckingham Palace, Windsor Castle, Holyrood Palace, and all of the other state residences. And on my tour, of course, I can give you lots of kind of backstories into life in the royal palaces and playing for states occasions, and also, of course, get you in the right place at the right time, all those kind of important things, and as much as we can, avoid the crowds. So I'm just going to give you a quick kind of taste, if you like, of what a tour with me would be like. So if you bear with me, I'm just going to put some images up and then we can just talk through them. So I'm just going to push on here. Bear with me, folks. And here we are. This is going to appear as if by magic. I will disappear. I'll still be in the top corner. And if you kind of bear with me, there we are. That's good. And you can still see me. What a handsome young man there. This is me when I was 19. Gosh. I look very young, don't I? I suppose I was really. This is me with my bearskin hat on, made from Canadian black bear, my red tunic, and the thistle, denoting that I was in the Scots Guards. And on my tour, I bring my uniforms along as well. So it's great fun because you can try them on for instant photographs home on Facebook or Instagram or whatever else kind of social media that you use. So let's just remind ourselves of what we're talking about. And this is the band, the Scots Guards, marching out of the central gate of Buckingham Palace. And this is the kind of sight we'll see. There's nothing like this great sound of a guards band marching towards you. But what I want to do is take you back a few years to 1970. And I'm going to show you this little piece of video, bear with me, which was taken on an 8mm Brownie video camera when I first joined the army. And you'll see me walking along, marching along, well, I should say. So bear with me. And we'll play just a little bit of it, eh? So this is Wellington Barracks, where we'll be seeing. Now this is the band. It looks terribly grainy, doesn't it? And old-fashioned, but it is 1970, so it's a bit of history, really. And I am there. Can you see the pointer? That's me, just marching along there. And you'll see me again in a second or two. This is the kind of view that we would be getting, only in focus. We get the drift. There we are. That's me. So it's just to prove that I'm telling you the truth, I suppose. There we go. So that's moved on. So the first shot is where I like to start my morning's tour because it's where the household cavalry, they're the Queen's mounted guards, life guards and the blues and rolls. This is where they take post and guard Buckingham Palace. It's quite a long way away, but I'll be able to tell you why that happens on the actual day. And at 11 o'clock here, it starts with this wonderful ceremony of changing of the guards. So you can see you've got life guards in red, blues and rolls in blue, black horses, beautiful black horses, only ever one white horse, and that is ridden by the trumpeter. And he would have been responsible for sounding the charge and all that kind of thing on the battlefield. They're now entirely ceremonial at this part of her life, but they also have an active role as well. So lots of stories to tell you about the guards and the uniforms. But after we've seen this little part, we go inside Horse Guards building and we do a little bit of dressing up for the folks back home. So let's just have a look. There we are. Oh, what handsome chaps. This is my bearskin here, which I bring along. This uniform is the kind of uniform that Prince Harry wore when he married Meghan Markle. It's called a frock coat, an officer's undress frock coat. There's this young man with his bearskin on, the cuirass and a horse. It's a plastic horse, the safest kind, you see. Won't nibble you. Let's have a look. Yes, we've been joined by a lovely lady here who's wearing my red tunic again, which is special for my tour. I bring it with me so we can all try those on. think we've got a few more uniforms. Oh yes, there we are. This visitor here is one of my guests. He's really joined in with the whole thing by looking very severe. And then there's a few military shots if anybody fancies having a go at joining the army. This is the easiest way to do it. Try the uniform on like that. So that's nice, isn't it? As people take these, I can see them rapidly kind of going on their mobile phones and straight back to the States or whichever country you come from. So that's a nice way to start. That's got us in the mood. So we walk on a little way, about 10 minutes walk, we get to this building. This is St. James's Palace, built by King Henry VIII. You couldn't do a tour of London without talking about King Henry VIII. Built on the site of an old leper hospital dedicated to St. James the Less. Built for his second wife, Anne Boleyn, as a kind of hunting lodge, really, to keep her away from prying eyes. It's now the Senior Royal Palace. It's where all of the ambassadors to the court of St. James's, that's what the Queen's official court is. The Buckingham Palace is the residence, but this is the official court building. And it's from here in the morning where the first part of changing of the guard that we will see commences. We'll get on our road called the Mall. This is the Mall, running right down towards Buckingham Palace. You see that the road is red. It's red, well, I suppose kind of because it's a raw road, but more importantly, if you're in the army, it contains a varnish. So it stops the horses' hooves slipping and the soldiers' boots from flying along. And this is at the time of the state visit. So you see that we've got the Union flag and we've got the other countries' flag flying. This is our great royal route down towards Buckingham Palace from Horse Guards Parade where we've been. And then we will see, as clear as this, we'll be standing right by the side. This is a band marching towards us. There it is. And then, of course, this is what it's like on the middle. I thought you might like to see that. When you're in the middle of the band, it is like that. It's very difficult to even imagine what it sounds like, actually, because you just hear the instruments around you, and it all sounds a bit of a kind of cacophony, but not when you're on the outside, of course. So it's as close as that. You're standing really shoulder to shoulder as you march along. Quite difficult to see where you're going, read music, play an instrument, make sure you're all in a straight line as well. So that's interesting. I'll tell you all about that when we do our tour, I hope, together. So we get down to Buckingham Palace itself. What can I tell you here? Well, there is the famous balcony. Where's my little arrow gone? There it is. There's the famous balcony where the Queen comes out and waves to the crowds. The Queen's private apartments actually are in this square here, but further back. She doesn't really look over the front. She never comes out on changing of the guards, so we mustn't promise people that they'll see the Queen. She very often isn't there now, but her private apartments are at the back of that block, looking over the garden. The gardens of Buckingham Palace are huge, and I used to play in there for royal garden parties, 3 garden parties a year, 8,000 people as each one. That's a lot of sandwiches, isn't it? And you don't get alcohol. You get iced coffee and tea and all that kind of thing, and orange juice. Very, very nice. So very take place in the garden. And the ballroom, where I used to play the violin for investitures, state visits. I played for Charles and Diana's wedding inside there, is over on this side of the palace, but at the back. A fine looking building. So just especially for this little trip, because I can't do it on the real thing, because we can't go inside unless you come in August and a little bit of September. I'm going to show you the scene at a state banquet. There we are, all is revealed. And you're sitting where the Queen would be. I'm standing behind, and I would have sat here, looking very smart, all these soldiers in lovely red tunics, ready to play music. Food is all laid out here. And if we just do this, we'll hand over to the band, or the orchestra of the Scots Guards, which I would have been leading for 15 years. So as you're eating, it's a fine sight. And this is one of the pieces that we used to play. So it's very nice, kind of, relaxing music. I should think probably for most people at these occasions, it's quite nerve-wracking, apart from the Queen. She's been to so many, she would know. So beautiful scene. So I'm going to end my presentation now. It's been very kind of you to listen. And I'm going to end up, as I normally do, by walking into St. James's Park with an eco-friendly pack of quack snacks where we can feed the ducks. See, when we put the quack snacks in, the ducks come flying along here. I've got all sorts of lovely black swans and all sorts of things. So they come for quack snacks, and then we'll have a walk through the park, ending here at St James's Park. Actually, this is where we started on Horse Guards Parade, just over there. So it's been lovely to talk to you. I hope that you've enjoyed what you see and that you may consider booking me. So it's goodbye for now, but hope to meet you soon. So thank you very much for listening, and bye-bye. There we are. And we're back to me. So it's been nice. I hope that you've enjoyed watching that. And if you do want to do one of my tours, then I will be more than happy to take you around. So take care and goodbye.